My mic is off. I just noticed. Let me see if you can hear me now. I think I took my microphone on yesterday, but all I said was hello. Hello, everybody. And I'm just going to say it again. So, hi, everybody, and welcome here at the Illustrator Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Kladi. I was on mute, but hopefully you can hear me now. Fantastic. Right, so ready to dive in challenge number 1. As I was saying before, yesterday we had a little bit of a walk through the creative challenge and understanding what the challenges are about, but don't worry about it if you're joining today for the first time. First of all, let me know in the chat, and if you're watching from YouTube, head on behance.net/live or b.net/live. That's where I can read your comments, your questions, and reply to them live. Giovanna Borseghini saying excited for the new challenge. Bro, I'm really happy. Hello from Malta. Also, yeah, let me know where you are from and where you're watching. We can see Nick Wade Akoff in the chat. Let me go ahead and say hello. Lisa, Dominic, Tre, Biola, Miraculio, Rob, Sahid. I would love to say hi to everybody. George Carmona. So many familiar faces, but also new faces. Let me know if this is the first time that you are in the chat. And let's dive into our own page real quick to get an introduction about today. Challenge number 1. Are you ready? Let's get started. So in order to, let me jump into my screen real quick. In order to participate, all you want to do really is to head to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. I'm going to go ahead and zoom that right in for you. Here it is. That's the URL, but I'm sure the amazing Wade has already placed that in the chat. And by heading to this landing page, you'll be able to click on the big blue button in order to participate to the challenge. But most importantly, every day we're going to be revealing all these fantastic challenges that we're going to be working on together. Debbie Holt is saying, I missed the first session. Don't worry about it. I'm just going through everything. Every day is a new challenge. You can join every day. Of course, it's nice to have a reminder. Everything is recorded. So if you think that I'm going too fast, it's because I want to pack so many amazing news for you here during the challenges, but you can rewatch it afterwards. And most importantly, I have provided a freebie for you. Today, we're going to be talking about social media assets and how to create a branded template, how to create a social media assets that look coherent and cohesive throughout your social media. So we're going to be working on for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, everything that you might need. You're going to have it simply by clicking on the Get Started button here for today, challenge number 1. And once you do so, you will be able to access this folder here where you have the social media template, which will be able to copy to your work. That means that it's going to be added inside your Creative Cloud library and accessible from your Illustrator app, or you can simply click on it and then click on download. And if you haven't used Illustrator yet, because that could be maybe your first time, all you have to do is to scroll down at the bottom of the page and make sure you download the app. Maybe I went a little bit too far. And as you can see, there are plenty of challenges here for you to join. But here it is. That's how you can download Illustrator. Now, hopefully you're downloading the file, and in the meantime, I want to introduce you to one of the most important part of this challenge, which is our amazing Discord. Discord is our community chat, so click on the community chat link over here, which is step number 2, or simply head to bit.ly/AI, remember capital A, capital I, Discord in order to join our community chat. Let me show you how it looks like. So let's head into Discord, and hopefully we can launch it on my machine as well. Here it is, our lovely Discord here. Here it is. So once you're gonna register and open up Discord, you're gonna be able to submit your work. We can already see some work from yesterday. If you again missed the challenge, don't worry. Yesterday was just a mini introductory challenge. We created a isometric text for a cover, and I can see some fantastic work here. I love the take that everybody takes on their projects. Yesterday I went really fast on gradient, but don't worry about it. Today we're going to dive in a little bit more. So this is the place where you can share your work, get feedback, connect with the community of students, freelancers, professionals, and of course, you're going to be able to have all the support from the wonderful moderator, always available. In this case, today we have John Van Wiesel, we have Valdoir. Hi, Valdoir, nice to see you. We have Dennis, and also Andrew O'Cradle, Jack Watson, Mandy Bear, Randall, Rocky, so many talented, amazing people there to share their knowledge, their tips, and of course their skills here with you during the challenges. As I say all the time, here at Adobe Live is always a safe space to learn together. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting, if you're a beginner, or if you're a professional, this is a perfect place for you to jumpstart a new project or create and access assets that you can use in your everyday life, especially today that we're going to be working on social media. Let me know in the chat if anybody is ever struggled create coherent social media. And by the way, I already opened the file. You're just going to have a blank canvas, so yours is going to look just like so. And what I've done here is provided some guidance in terms of resolution. Those are social media templates that you can use in terms of sizes, and I'm going to talk about hardboard and how to create artboard as well, just real quick. But before moving into Illustrator, hopefully everybody has downloaded their file. I'm going to go back in the chat and make sure that if there is any question, I'm there to reply it. So we have Arizona, Kansas City, Holland, Debbie from the UK. Where about, Debbie? I'm based in Manchester. Actually, Prestwich, if you know if there is. Shindia from Toronto. Dominic, UK there. Fantastic. Let me know where in the UK. I from Israel. Auckland. Represent. Hawaii. Fantastic. India. Umakron, nice to see you. London, UK. Beautiful. Lovely to see everybody here. Looks like that everybody's still saying hello. We got Scotland. Katarina Jovanovic, thank you so much for joining me here. I think Wade has also placed a shareable link inside the chat. Remember, head to behance.net/live. I can see that chat over there on YouTube, very active. Make sure to add on Behance in order to interact and ask me any question. Jennifer Poole, nice to see you. Lovely to have you here. Don't worry, we're just getting started. I'm just giving you a little bit of time for everybody to get on speed and get the file downloaded. Giovanna is saying, I'm doing my first graphic design internship and I have to make lots of social media assets. So this is perfect. Right on. I'm so happy to hear that. Fantastic. So Mercurial, I struggle with social media, get overwhelmed, we got photos. Well, we're going to create a little bit more of an abstract assets today, but let's get started. So as I say, today we're going to be play with gradient, diving a little bit more in terms of what we can do with gradients, but most importantly, as you can see here, you already have the artboards. How did I create that? And now can you create different artboards in one document? I'm gonna, as usual, jump real quick from the home page. We're working for web, so when you click on create new or press the Command N or Control N if you're working on Windows to open the new document window, you want to make sure to set your intent for web, because you know that you're going to be working for screen. That's where social media are, on mobile, tablets, or desktop. So make sure to click on web in order to have all the preset details already arranged by Illustrator for you, already ready for web. In this case, we know that, you know, what I will do is perhaps start with a standard size. We know already, and you have it right there from our starter files, that the resolution for an Instagram post is 1080 by 1080. So that's what I will do. Perhaps set my height and width of a first canvas or a first artboard, and then you can select multiple artboards to start with, maybe 4. So just simply click on create. Jennifer Poole says dimensions are also a pain. Yeah, but don't worry, I wrote it all down there, so they're nice. You know, and that's the truth. Again, that's the beauty of being here and being live. I don't remember anything. Also, I have a cheat sheet on my website, so iamkladi.com, I believe, /resources. If you go there on the resource page, you're gonna have a social media cheat sheet where you have everything written down. I go and check them all the time. I want to make sure that everything is set right to the correct resolution, and here we are. Those are noted for you to start. And by the way, let me just double check that I am that the link that I mentioned is correct. So it's iamkladi.com, and then if you head to resources, to freebies, and scroll down, you'll be able to find the cheat sheet, I'm sure, somewhere here. Here it is, social media size cheat sheet. Fantastic. So it's iamkladi.com/freebies, not /resources. You find a ton of stuff in there, but let's get started. So the beauty of having the canvas already made is the fact that we can go ahead and check their sizes. How do you do that? Well, we have multiple ways of doing that. First of all, how to access the artboard tool. The artboard tool is located at the bottom of the toolbar, just right here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can get familiar with the look of this tool, or you can access it also with a Shift O shortcut. And as you can see, I've also been very kind and named all the artboard for you. And if you don't know how to do that, simply select one of the artboard and press the enter or return key. And from there, you'll be able to give a name to your artboard from the name field, and also you'll be able to check and or edit the height and width, just like so. So for example, let's say that you want to create a background for this Twitter post. Now, because we're clicking on Shift O, we're selecting the artboard tool, we know that that's we can read that that's the Twitter post, but how do we know the size? If we, you know, maybe we delete our little size that I've scribbled there. Well, all you have to do again is to press return, and here we already know that it's going to be 1200 pixel wide by 675 pixel in terms of height. And another way to do so is also to head on the properties panel. Once we select our artboard under the properties panel, we have here at the very top right the values for the width and the height. So, you know, that's a very quick way to achieve the size. Aaron is saying you can rotate the view or the artboard. Yes, we have this amazing feature. So if, for example, if you want to draw something that is on a different angle or diagonal or upside down, all you have to do is to click and hold on the artboard. On the zoom tool, not on the artboard tool. That's the one we were using before. And as you can see, we have from this wonderful new release, the rotate view tool. Once you click on the rotate view tool, you'll basically be able to rotate all over 360 as many times as you want. And a lot of people told me, what happened? I get stuck there. How do I get to the normal view again? Everything is moving around. We're lost. Well, that's super easy. Simply double click on the same rotate tool, and everything go back to normal. And let's get started with the gradient because time is ticking. Hi, Afroya, nice to see you. Bernadette, I forget to name things sometimes. Well, that will come handy when we get to export. Let's see if there is any question. Fantastic, right? No more question. Also, escape key, Steve Festus. Yes, that's another way. I kind of used to the double, you know, almost like double clicking on the hand tool on Photoshop, if you know what I'm talking about, to resize and putting back everything to size. But fantastic. So let's make sure that we start with this gradient because we want to learn more about gradient as well. And I'm going to start by pressing the letter M on your keyboard in order to quick access the rectangle tool. You can also find the rectangle tool here on the toolbar. And because we do know the size of our artboard, all we have to do is to click and make sure that we intersect the top left corner of the artboard, and then click once in order to bring up the rectangle dialog box. We know that in this case we're working with the Instagram post, and the resolution is 1080 by 1080. and then you can click on OK. And because we already input the right size, the rectangle is going to overlap perfectly our artboard. Then we're going to press the letter G. If you work with me before, I'm a big fan of working with shortcuts, but don't forget that all the tools are also available here on your toolbar on the left. So that's the gradient tool. Once you click on the gradient tool, the properties panel will change accordingly, displaying the gradient options. From here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the third option, the super cool freeform gradient. And then zooming in inside our rectangle, or in this case a square, we're going to be able to click inside and add different points. Now, as you can see, those come connected into lines because I have the draw mode set to lines. These allow you to create different lines, so you can literally create curves and move your points. Don't worry, once you select them, you can also go back and move them afterwards. I think they're not very used. Everybody just kind of use the points. And if you never used the point before, I'm just going to go ahead and press Command Z to undo, just to show you real quick the difference between the points. The points are simply not connected. So if we select point, all we're going to do is select different point for our color. Now everything is black, but if we double click on each single one of these color stop, we can see that we can start to bring in any color we want per each single color stop, just like so. And I'm going to go a little bit faster in terms of colors, as we're going to be I prepared already something for you. But again, this is also very important if you're working with a particular brand, because this will allow you to create colors that are representative of the brand. So in fact, if you double click on the color spot, you'll be able to use the eyedropper tool, and with a color picker, you can lift a color from any brand. So all you will have to do is to place an image inside Illustrator, and then you can simply select the color from there. But the other most important thing is that once you create your assets, so in this case, I'm just going to jump up into our final, just because I've already created some text. Make sure to unlock the layers. Again, if you are working from scratch, all you have to do here is to press the letter T on your keyboard and click and drag in order to create a text area. And if you head to the properties panel, if you want to know which font I am using here, I am using a font called Lost Sans. If you do not want to use, or if you don't know what font to use in particular, or you don't have any brand guideline that will help you with that, well, all you have to do is to jump on font.adobe.com, and you'll be able to search different fonts. The way that I found this lovely font is simply by using the filters, clicking on luxury. That's the kind of look and feel that I wanted for my gift shop. And for the social media, I found the last here, I think it was on page number 2 or page number 1. So feel free to browse the Adobe fonts and Adobe font packs. I think that there is a font pack that is dedicated to social media as well. So go ahead and have a look. Font.adobe.com. Font packs is just an amazing place to hang out. But time is ticking, and what I want to show you here, and what is very important, once we have our text together, and I'm going to go ahead and just move this away so we can sort of bring it back. What I've done is simply select the letter L from the keyboard and click and hold by also holding the shift key in order to create a circle. And then what I've done is hold the option key on a Mac, that will be Alt on a Windows, and create different circle. Now here I'm just simply creating shapes in order to create a very engaging social media. So instead of having only that we are open type and our gradient, I have also started to introduce some shape. Why is important to use shape when we are talking about a social media set? Well, as you can see from the final result, the most important thing in order to create a cohesive look is repetition. The gradient, a specific gradient with specific color, will allow you to create an asset that is standing out and is very eye-catching. So that will also help you with the consistency, because once we're going to see this first post on Instagram, and then we're going to see it on Twitter and on an Instagram story, we're going to know right away what is this all about. And that kind of builds up in the memories of your users and of your viewers as well. And real quick, if you want to know how did I create this star, I started with a simple square. And in this case, I used the color fill to make it black with a color picker by double clicking on the fill control. And then from effect, I went to distort and transform, pucker and bloat, and I just moved, make sure that the preview is active. I just move it into pucker, just like so. So I just created that sort of star effect. And then Command C to copy, Command F to duplicate and paste in front, and click and drag on the corner of the bounding box by holding Shift to rotate in place. And I just make it a little bit smaller by holding the Shift key in order to keep the proportion, and also the Alt key in order to resize it from the center. So that's how I created this element. But you can create as many elements as you want here. If you click and hold under the rectangle tool, you'll see there you have more polygon. You perhaps can just use the star tool and maybe use the like different arrow to create a star of any sizes you want. It, you know, it doesn't really matter. We could perhaps replace that symbol with another symbol. All I really wanted to show you here is that repetition is the key. So once you know the size, the correct size of your artwork, all you have to do is to start to create element and make sure that you distribute it alongside your different documents. So another thing that I wanted to show you, there was a question regarding the gradient, whether to use pointer lines. Completely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and show you how by clicking on edit gradients, because remember the gradients are always going to be editable. How do you work with the lines is a little bit different, because you can, you know, in this case I had a circle moving in, so I can use the line to create dots and color stops that move around my graphics, and you can add multiple lines within a gradient. So I think that the lines are quite nice to create a more complex and, you know, interlocked look. But that's absolutely up to you and absolutely up to the project. Maybe a gradient with two colors, just moving from, you know, a light, a warm to a cold color, that will do. So that depends on your project. Now, real quick, before we get going, because the time is already gone, it's unbelievable, I want to show you how to export this artboard. First of all, as you can see, it gets messy before it gets pretty. I got some experimentation with my circle, with my lines. How do we clear everything if our clients comes or our art director comes and we want to show real quick? Head under view and then select trim view. And by doing so, we're going to isolate only what is present inside the artboard. Everything else is still there. The text is still there. My images are still there, but they get hidden, and we just jump into the trim view, which isolates what is inside the trims. Now go back to view and then deselect trim view if you want to just go back and see all the preview of everything that sits outside your artboard into the pasteboard as well. But if we want to export, I'm going to go ahead and press Command Z just so we have that pretty assets that I prepared already ready to be exported. Because we're exporting for screen, we have the wonderful advantage of using the shortcut option Command E. That will be Control Alt E if you're working on Windows. That will open up the export for screen. Here all you have to do is to select a destination folder. I'm going to place it on my desktop. You can also create a subfolder and also give it a name. So I'm going to call it social media set. But also look what happened, because we did name all our artboard, everything is named correctly. All we have to do now is to select which artboard we want to use, or perhaps the one in this case, this one was the one with the information, so I do not want to export that. All we have to do is to click on export artboard and it will open up inside my desktop. If I can hopefully find it real quick for us. I promise it's there. If not, oh, let's see. I maybe place it somewhere else. Anyway, I have one minute to go, so I think that that's, I'm not gonna, let me see if I can export it real quick again. So it's gonna be on my desktop, prefix social media. Oh, I didn't create a subfolder, that's why there wasn't a folder. So click on create subfolder and export artboard, and here it is, the subfolder is there. So we have all our social media ready to be exported for screen. Remember, if you don't click that create subfolder, as you can see, they're all now sitting on my desktop. That's why I couldn't find the folder. Okay, fantastic. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. We're going to see each other tomorrow. Don't forget to post your work on the wonderful Discord page. Remember, in order to access Discord is bit.ly/AI Discord in order to get feedback on your work. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Stay tuned because there is so much more fun coming here at Adobe Live. Go and grab a glass of water and come back for more fun at Adobe Live. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you today. Tomorrow, I'll catch you for challenge number 2. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye.